I am from Austin, Texas, not the where'd you go? Where'd they go? Okay, well, Leslie left. Okay. Anyway, so did you know that it is illegal to possess 6 or more dildos in the state of Texas? So I'm seeing some heads nodding. Some folks knew this. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So I gotta stand up. I can't see it. And I'm just gonna hold this little mic because I just dropped it. Okay. Section 43.33 of the Texas Penal Code currently states that it is a felony punishable with jail time to possess 6 or more obscene devices. And an obscene device means something that, like, the word dildo is in the Texas Penal Code. I just think that's amazing. But anything that is designed or marketed as useful for stimulating human genital organs is that's an obscene device. You cannot have more than 6 of them. So the assumption being made is that if a person possesses 6 or more sex toys, that they are in the business of promoting obscenity, and that's Texas does not like that or want that. This law was first added to the code in 1973. It was updated in 2003, but the illegality of sex toys was kept in the penal code. It was debated on the floor of the legislature. It was a comedy of great proportions. It's amazing. There's footage of it online. It's really fun. So has anyone ever actually been arrested under this law? The answer is yes. So in 2003, Joanne Webb, and the article that I read about this from actually described her as former school teacher, mother of 3, and Baptist, was the Baptist again, was arrested when undercover cops came to her passion party. So passion parties are kind of like Tupperware parties where like housewives would get together and like sell each other dildos and stuff, right? Sex toys. So attended her passion party and they purchased a vibrator and then they arrested her for peddling obscene devices. So charges were later dropped in her case, but other employees who worked in sex toy shops in other cities were actually arrested. As far as I know, no one's done actual jail time. So here's the interesting thing: stores that sold sex toys had to call them novelty items or educational aids. They could not sell them as sex toys or explain how to use them. So prior to 2007, if you went into a sex toy shop in Texas, you would say, "Hey, I'm looking for a dildo," and they would say, "Sorry, we don't sell those. Can I sell you an educational aid that's shaped like a penis?" And that's what they had. Yeah, so that was what they had to do. Weirdly enough, anal toys were not included in this ban. So you could ask for a butt plug or like anal beads, and they'd be like, "Sure, yeah, let me tell you how to use it." That was fine. But if it involved a penis or a vagina, like, no, you couldn't do it. So but in 2007, two like big retailers sued the state, and then the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled 2-1 that this law was unconstitutional. So the court cited Lawrence v. Texas, which is like actually really important. Just again, this is how important Lawrence v. Texas was. Really important finding, but it basically talked about how privacy was a right and that kind of thing, and the state couldn't interfere with it. I love this because the Solicitor General of the state the Solicitor General was Ted Cruz at the time. So he was the guy who like prosecuted this case or who was for the state. So I love this that this is a direct quote that should haunt him for the rest of his days. That there was no substantive due process right to stimulate one's genitals. So like yeah, Ted Cruz. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I love this. This is from Scott Lemieux, who's a journalist who like wrote Scalia warned in his Lawrence dissent that it could lead to a right to stimulate one's genitals. Apparently, that actually happened too. Fortunately, Ted Cruz was there to bravely fight this slippery slope. So, right. So you can't make this up. You can't. So since 2008, Texans have been able to purchase up to 5 sex toys without running afoul of the law. And then you can even ask the folks who work in the sex toy shops how to use them, and they can explain safe practices and stuff to you now, which they could not do prior to 2008. One of my favorite things that happened, I mean, favorite in the sense of like, yeah, but also this sucks that we have to do this at all. In 2016, the University of Texas system announced that students could open carry weapons on campus. And so students protested with the Cock Snot Glocks campaign. And they decided to open carry dildos around campus. And they like literally had them strapped to their backpacks and they would carry them into their classes and plunk them on their desk and things like that. It was great. But the idea was like, we're limited in how many like dildos we can own, but we can own as many guns as we want and even open carry them. So we're going to open carry dildos. So it was fun. Didn't work. We still have open carry on campus, but it's Texas. So in the current, so we're still fighting this, right? We still can't have more than 5 sex toys. well, but anyway, legally. So Representative Hillary Hicklin, who is a Republican from Temple, Texas, filed a bill that would restrict the sale of sex toys to sex-oriented businesses only. So I think this appears to be a copycatting of Marjorie Taylor Greene's much memed 2022 complaint about the availability of butt plugs and dildos at Target and CVS. Interestingly enough, Republicans are all in agreement about whether or not this is a good idea. So, West Texas Republican Sarah Stogner had some really choice responses to this bill on Twitter. My favorite one right here is replying to the woman who filed the bill. I see you're still obsessed with dildos. Perhaps you should buy one and try it. It might make you less uptight. So, not all Republicans. Hashtag so we're still not as bad as Alabama, which bans the sale of sex toys except for, and I love this, medical, scientific, educational, legislative, judicial, or law enforcement purposes. I have no idea what that means, but okay. Instead of tasing somebody, the whack with a dildo, that works. But at least for now, it's still legal to possess up to 5 dildos in Texas and to buy them at Walmart as God intended. I talked so much faster this time. I was less drunk too, so that was probably good. All right. Yeah, yeah, it was. And it's like a special. It's like its feet are all turned up, and they happen to look like dicks. And terrible. Right, I know. I'm so sorry. Everyone, I saw it.
Visuals will also.
Oh, unfortunately, it's me.